Hello, hello, hello.
Good evening, everyone. So today we have Mr. Ashutosh Vashistha. He's a UX designer in Microsoft, and under his guidance, today we'll all be learning about UI and UX designs. And let's hope all of these learnings help you progress in the hackathon today. Good luck, everyone. I'll let Sir take the lead.
Hi, folks. Good afternoon. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Awesome, awesome. So, how's everyone doing? Friday, finally, the weekend is here. I want you folks to be active in the chat. Please let me know what are you pursuing right now. Are you a student? Are you working somewhere? What standard is yours? Like class or year, whatever. Let me know. Let's use the chat. And in the meanwhile, I will share my screen. Okay, I think I have to pinpoint the names Ahana, Abhay, Aditya, Daksh, Mohammed, Pratha, Ryansh, Rishi, Vansh.
Sir, I'm a student in Bhagwati
Let's use the chat. Let's use the chat. Tell me what are you doing, and please open your cameras. Let's. I don't want to talk to a bunch of tiles. I want to talk to you folks. Let's open your cameras. Let's get into the conversation mode. Yeah, folks. I can't proceed with this. No one is telling me what they are doing. No one is giving their introduction. It doesn't work like that in the industry. Thanks, Rishi. You're a student in Balbharti. Are all of you a student of Balbharti? What's like? What's the background like? Hello. Thanks, Rishi, for opening up your camera.
Sir, I'll let you know all the students from different classes. We have students from classes 6 to 12 and from different schools, 6 to 12, and some not even 6 to 12, but from all classes, colleges, and from all various kinds of institutions from all around India. And I think there are some participants in the
Mm-hmm.
event that are from abroad. I am not aware if they're going to join the meeting or not, but yes.
Got it. Makes sense. Thanks for the context. Okay, we'll get started with it. I'll quickly take you through it. I'll take half an hour, not more than that. Um, so, just a quick accessibility check. Is everyone comfortable in both Hindi and English? Thumbs up, or you can just type yes or no in the chat just to let me know. Okay, awesome. So, awesome. And don't call me sir, call me Ashutosh. That's enough. Yeah. If you are going to post any story on Instagram, please do tag me. My handle is ashutosh.ux. It will help me reshare the stories or the posts. Yeah. Um, about me, I'm a UX designer currently working in the Windows design team at Microsoft. And so, by I'm not sure, do you all know what is a UX UI designer? Everyone, just let me know in the chat, yes or no, quickly. I just want to know how many of you are well aware about this stream or what exactly we do as a designer. Okay, few people are saying yes. Awesome. Cool. So this is the most asked question for me. Are you an IITian? No, I'm not. When I was in school, I took humanities. I didn't even study science. I was a humanities student, and these were my subjects, right? English, economics, maths, geography, and commercial art. So design is a field where it's not mandatory that you need to be from a science background, right? I went to NID, National Institute of Design in Kurukshetra. This is how the building looks like when it was under construction, not right now. But yeah, and in NID, I studied industrial design. So, industrial design is basically designing for physical products, right? For products that are mass manufactured, or like just the usual physical products like your remote, your phones, your MacBook, your anything, lighting, furniture, cars, right? So all of that. I have got recognitions from few awards. This is the Paris Design Award in 2023. I created a product where, so this was a concept where, so I took a stethoscope, which is being used in any doctor's clinic, and the stethoscope is designed in a way that it's tubeless, right? So the doctor can wear a Bluetooth connected AirPod, and then the female patient or whoever is there, they can self assess it based on the doctor's guidance, right? So this was a concept, and it was dealing with two things. And because this device is touching the skin, or it is actually touching the chest area, we were also doing the breast scanning for breast cancer detection, right? For multiple users, especially the female patients. So the product was called as breastscope, which is breast scanner plus stethoscope, and this was the concept that got me the award. There were few other products that I have designed in the past when I was a student at NID. This is Pashu. It's a community-based animal health monitoring system. Here basically, so there's a ear clip which has some sensors like temperature sensor or pulse rate sensor. So it take the data of a cattle, and then there is a interface in the device. So when you go through the interface, and the interface is in multiple languages like Gujarati, Marathi, Tamil, like the local languages. So any livestock farmer can interact, and then they can get quick medical first aid for their pets, right? So yeah, but this was my journey in product design. Why I got into UX design? Because UX design, as Biraja mentioned, UX stands for user experience, right? User experience is basically how you feel when you use any product. It can be physical or digital, both. But currently, I work in the digital aspect of UX design. Uh, so UX basically, so you must have gone through a lot of apps and products, right? Like right now, this Google Meet is also one digital product. So how does the UX looks like for this, right? How does the UI look like for it? We'll talk about all the terminologies. But yeah, I mean, UX is at the intersection of art and technology. It feels more personal. That's why it was the driving force for me. Ideas and designs quickly come to implementation. Like for example, and so it's important to understand how things work in the industry, because a lot of you are school students. So I just want to give some context around it. When you are making a product, when a designer designs a product, it has to be engineered to understand how that will be manufactured or how it will be coded, right? You cannot just create a design and say that okay, it's not a market ready product just at the end of the phase of design, right? जब आप कोई डिज़ाइन बना देते हो तो उसके बाद एक इंजीनियरिंग टीम होती है जो उसके ऊपर ये समझने की कोशिश करती है कि उसको इम्प्लीमेंट कैसे किया जाएगा, राइट? उसका फ्रंट एंड, बैक एंड, डेटाबेस, एवरीथिंग नीड्स टू बी टेकन केयर ऑफ, राइट? तो ये जो डिस्टेंस है फ्रॉम डिजाइनिंग द आइडिया टू एक्चुअली इम्प्लीमेंटिंग द आइडिया, दैट इज वेरी शॉर्ट इन यूएक्स डिजाइन, बिकॉज सब कुछ डिजिटली हो रहा है, राइट? तो दैट वाज वन थिंग. इट फील्स लाइक अ गेम. कि फॉर एग्जांपल अगर मैं यू नो कोई एक स्क्रीन, like for example, if there is a book now CTA for a movie ticket, right? What will come next? So वो जो what next वाला एक फैक्टर होता है ना, इट फील्स लाइक अ गेम कि नेक्स्ट स्टेज क्या होने वाला है, नेक्स्ट स्क्रीन क्या बनेगा, राइट? ऑल्सो इट वॉज अ बूमिंग जॉब प्रोफाइल, दैट वॉज द रीजन फॉर मी टू गो अहेड. But what is UX design, right? Uh, there are no books as such for UX design, but you can learn UX in from multiple places like YouTube videos, articles, etc. There are multiple resources available for that. Um, just to understand what is UX design, right? Let's first understand what is service design. How many of you have used Zomato? I think most of you have, right? Awesome. So, Zomato is a service. They don't own any restaurant, right? It's just an application which provides you the service of delivering your food from a restaurant to your home. So it's a service. Their product is their application, right? Inside their application, you feel the experience. So the onboarding experience, then the, you know, booking something, that is a part of experience. So there are multiple type of flows, multiple type of experiences that are involved, right? Inside UX design there are multiple aspects of it. What do we mean by that? Research, testing, problem identification, accessibility, interface, right? What are these? Design research is basically understanding what is required by a user, right? What works, what doesn't work. Then your accessibility design is basically, if you're designing something, then you need to understand how will a person with visual impairment, or a person who फॉर एग्जाम्पल हैव अ मोटर डिसेबिलिटी. मोटर डिसेबिलिटी का मतलब होता है किसी को अगर फिजिकल डिसेबिलिटी है, हैंड्स की या लेग्स की या फॉर एनी रीजन, राइट? तो हाउ विल दीज टाइप ऑफ यूजर्स विल एक्चुअली गो थ्रू इट, right? So these are different accessibility design parameters. And then we also have UI design. What is UI design? Interface design. Interface क्या होता है? जो भी आपको स्क्रीन पे दिखता है, राइट? स्क्रीन पर हमें जो भी डिजाइन दिखता है उसको हम इंटरफेस बोलते हैं, राइट? एंड दिस इज अ वेरी बिग पार्ट ऑफ योर होल experience, like the product experience, right? Is that clear? Like the difference between the UX and UI. UX is the whole group of experience which involves multiple things, and UI is what you see on the screen eventually, right? uh, yes, someone raised their hand, right? uh, Somebody raised hand, right? No worries. Okay. How it is done in the industry? So basically, in the industry, we have a system called as triad. Okay. Usually कोई भी प्रोडक्ट बनता है ना, कोई भी स्टार्टअप बनता है, उसमें भी ये तीन तरीके के लोग इंपॉर्टेंट होते हैं. एक होते हैं प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर, एक होते हैं डिजाइनर, और एक होता है डेवलपर. इनका मतलब क्या है? प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर वो होते हैं जो सब कुछ मैनेज करते हैं, कि मतलब मार्केटिंग टीम क्या करवाना चाहती है प्रोडक्ट के अंदर. फॉर एग्जांपल जोमेटो में, इफ यू हैव सीन, देयर इज अ टॉगल ऑन टॉप व्हिच सेज वेज मोड. हैज एनीबॉडी सीन दैट? लेट मी नो इन द चैट. Has everyone seen the yes, and has everyone seen the toggle on top? There's a toggle that says veg mode, right? So product manager might have got this insight from the marketing team or the data team, saying a lot of people in India are vegetarian and they specifically have to go in every restaurant, and then they have to turn on the filter for veg, right? सो वो एक इंसाइट था जिसको जोमेटो ने ऐसे डेवलप करा कि उन्होंने पूरे ऐप के लेवल पर वेज टॉगल ऑन कर दिया, राइट? पूरे ऐप लेवल पे. तो ये एक प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर का काम होता है कि वो एक अलग अलग टीम्स पे जाकर, and they work it out, like they understand what product requirement is. Once the product manager says that okay, we want a veg toggle, दैट्स वेयर द डिजाइनर कम्स अप विद डिफरेंट एक्सप्लोरेशंस कि वो टॉगल होना चाहिए, वो ड्रॉप डाउन होना चाहिए, या फिर वो एक फिल्टर दिख की तरह दिखना चाहिए, वो कैसे दिखना चाहिए। अगर हम टॉगल ऑन करेंगे तो क्या सीधा टॉगल ऑन हो जाएगा, या फिर वो मुझसे पूछेगा कि आपको 100% वेजिटेरियन रेस्टोरेंट्स से चाहिए या फिर ऐसे रेस्टोरेंट से चाहिए जिनके पास बोथ वेज एंड नॉन वेज है, राइट? तो देर आर मल्टीपल पॉसिबिलिटीज, राइट? ऐसा हो सकता है कि मैं नॉन वेजिटेरियन हूँ बट मैं अपने किसी रिलेटिव के घर पे था एंड मुझे वहां पर ऑर्डर प्लेस करना था, तो वहां पर मैंने वेज टॉगल ऑन किया था. What if I change my location? I come back to my place and now again I want to order something. So in that scenario, वो टॉगल ऑन रहेगा या वो ऑफ हो जाएगा, क्या होगा उसका, राइट? इन सारे सिनेरियोज को हम बोलते हैं कॉर्नर केस सिनेरियोज, राइट? तो जब आप कोई भी एक चीज इंट्रोड्यूस करते हो किसी प्रोडक्ट के अंदर, तो आपको और बहुत सारे सिनेरियोज के बारे में सोचना पड़ता है कि अगर ऐसा होगा तो कैसे होएगा, अगर दूसरा सिनेरियो होगा तो कैसे होएगा. एंड ये सारी जो डिटेल आउट होती है ना, ये सारी चीजें प्रोडक्ट मैनेजर और डिजाइनर साथ में करते हैं. जब ये दोनों का काम हो जाता है उसके बाद देयर कम्स अ डेवलपर. डेवलपर इज someone who actually builds that feature in the application, right? So this is how the product is made. But nowadays we also have a data scientist. So data scientist क्या होते हैं, वो लोग डेटा को एनालाइज करते हैं कि अगर हमारे पास जून मंथ में जोमैटो गोल्ड के लिए 30 टाइम्स ज्यादा वो आया था, मतलब 30 टाइम्स ज्यादा सब्सक्राइबर्स बढ़े हैं, तो वो क्यों बढ़े हैं. तो data scientists will analyze the data and they will come up with the hypothesis. Maybe they can come up with a hypothesis that says क्योंकि टेम्परेचर बहुत ज़्यादा था जून जुलाई में and people were not leaving their homes and that's why they wanted everything at their doorstep. Maybe that's the reason for quick delivery. A lot of people signed up for Zomato Gold subscription, राइट? तो क्या फैक्टर्स हैं जो इम्पैक्ट करते हैं किसी भी एक चीज को, दैट इज व्हाट इज द रोल ऑफ अ डेटा साइंटिस्ट इज, राइट? What matters in a UX design portfolio is basically you want to get into design, right? How many of you want to get into design, like after your school, after your college? How many of you? No one. You can use the chat. Okay. So folks, when you are getting into design, right, like there are two very important aspects. आपका critical thinking और आपका craft quality. Craft का मतलब क्या होता है कि कुछ बनाना, ठीक है? आप कुछ बनाते हो तो वो कितनी high quality का है, वो कितने अच्छे से बना रहे हो आप, वो कितना neat and clean है, राइट? उसके अंदर कलर्स जो यूज कर रहे हैं वो कितने हार्मनी में जा रहे हैं एक दूसरे के साथ. ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स मैटर, राइट? सो बाय क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग वी मीन कि आपका थॉट प्रोसेस क्या है, डिजाइन थिंकिंग कैसी है, आप किसी प्रॉब्लम को सॉल्व करने के लिए अप्रोच कैसे करते हो, राइट? दिस इज व्हाट क्रिटिकल थिंकिंग इज. एंड क्राफ्ट क्वालिटी मीन्स द फंडामेंटल्स की, मतलब आपकी कलर सिलेक्शन, टाइपोग्राफी, स्टोरी टेलिंग, राइट? ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स ये कितने अच्छे हैं, राइट? कितने हाई क्वालिटी के हैं. हाउ टू एड डेप्थ इन अ प्रोजेक्ट का क्या मतलब होता है कि जब भी आप कुछ काम करते हो, राइट, तो एक ना हीरो सिनेरियो होता है, एक हीरो फ्लो होता है जो एकदम से क्विकली दिमाग में आता है. जैसे अभी मैंने बोला कि जोमैटो ब्रॉट इन अ वेज टॉगल, बट वो तो हीरो सिनेरियो है कि मैंने वेज टॉगल ऑन कर दिया. आगे क्या होगा या उससे पहले क्या होगा, राइट? तो दैट मैटर्स. सो फॉर एग्जाम्पल, I might want to make a design for the whole flow of a user buying Amazon gift card. ठीक है? But ये Amazon gift card buy करने के flow में there are so many possibilities that can be there, right? For example, what if user wants to cancel the gift card? What if they want to update or change the address information or the receiver's email ID, right? What if they want to change the gifting amount? Can they do that, right? What happens on the receiver side of the app? Like, for example, if my friend was sending it to me, then what will happen on my application, right? All of that. So which type of projects to add. This is something I think it's not very helpful for you all right now, but I can just quickly tell you. Do you understand what's B2C and B2B? Everyone, let's use the chat. Let me know yes or no. B2B and B2C. Awesome. B2B is business to business companies, right? For example, if you go to any restaurant, nowadays they use a software, right? They use a software. Usually that software is called as Paid Puja. It's a company, it's an Indian company based out of Ahmedabad, who make restaurant management softwares. Okay, so this company has made a software which is used by business. What type of business? Restaurant or cafe business, right? So Paid Puja software, like their mobile app, their desktop, dashboard, etc. This is a B2B product. But if you look at Instagram, for example, this is a B2C product, because Instagram is a business, they have made it and they have made it for the end consumers, right? So B2C. How to create multiple type of projects? So there is a grid, okay? There's a grid B2C versus B2B on the on the vertical axis, and then we have desktop and mobile on the horizontal axis, right? There are so in the industry there are multiple type of companies. Okay, what type of companies? It can be either B2C but mobile first, which is Instagram, for example. It can be B2C but desktop first, for example Photoshop or any of your game, right? There can be a desktop company which is B2B. So there are a lot of SaaS based companies. SaaS means software as service, as a service. Okay. So there are a lot of SaaS based companies which are desktop first, and then mobile B2B are like India Mart and all, because they are driving businesses, right? This doesn't help you, so I'll proceed. Yeah, there are other similar examples also. So, for example, I just talked about the veg mode toggle in Zomato, right? Uh, Google Maps speed limit, right? So for example, if you are traveling in Uber, for example, and for safety concerns you have also switched on the Google Maps on your phone, you will be still able to see the speed at which you are driving. And in a lot of companies, it is very common. In a lot of countries it's very common that your Google Map will also give you alerts if you're driving more than the speed limit for a certain street or a certain highway, right? So this helps not only the driver but also the co-passengers, right, to understand what's the guideline and what's the speed like and all of that, right? Now WhatsApp has come up with the feature where you can pin multiple comments in a group or a personal chat, right? So initially when they launched this feature, you could only, I think, yeah, you could only pin a single message, but now you can pin multiple messages, right? How so? This is a very small design detail, but it would have taken them time. It would have taken a lot of reviews, because this is how they show that okay, multiple messages are pinned, right? But they will have to understand the different cultural norms, because WhatsApp is something that is used in multiple countries. सो ऐसा नहीं होना चाहिए कि ये जो आइकन्स हैं ऐसे, दे लुक लाइक सम जापानीज लेटर और अ चाइनीज लेटर, राइट? So it should not look like that, because the product itself has a huge user base, right? So all of these considerations matter. This is a roadmap. If someone wants to learn UX design, you can take a screenshot or anything. I usually recommend everyone to start with learning a tool which is Figma, right? You can read UX case studies on growth.design. It's a very good website to actually understand how multiple like big MNCs actually work and come together uh, to impact the business, impact the revenue with the help of design, right? You should definitely explore projects on behance.com. Uh, and obviously, like once you get started, once you understand this domain, right, you can try to clone and learn, like do it by yourself. Take any project from Behance and try to redesign it, try to rework around it using Figma. So learning a tool will help you with the craft quality that I talked about, right? Rest of the things will help you with the critical thinking aspect that I talked about, right? Folks, I know we all love ChatGPT, using ChatGPT to do our homeworks and whatnot, but you need to have your own element in chat, in your answers, in your writings, anything that you do, right? So don't blindly follow ChatGPT, because at the end of the day it might give every one of us the same answers, right? So your individuality needs to be there. You don't have to just stick to what the AI is telling you, right? uh that's it. I think the design, the nature of design is divided into problem identification. You do user research, you do ideation, and then you finally do testing. And a lot of with the help of a lot of AI tools, right, we are moving from the phase of being a creator to a curator, because now AI can actually build some images for me, designs for me, but it's me who will take the final decision of which type of image to use, what type of content to use, typography to use, color to use, right? AI can help me in making my process faster, but at the end of the day it is me who needs to take a decision which one to proceed with, right? These are some of the very interesting tools that I've been using, like ChatGPT to hai hi, Lovable, Designer, Gummy Search, White Canvas is crazy. Should definitely try it out. And if you want to explore a startup idea or you want to do some freelance project, I think you can use these tools to build up the actual projects. Although Lovable is paid, it has only 5 credits for free for a day. But yeah, you can definitely check them out. Microsoft Designer is good for image generation for free, right? And if you want to learn more about AI tools, this is your go-to library. I mean, this is one of the best website that you can ask for, futurepedia.io. This is more like a library of all the great AI resources. So you just go there, you search for example, design, or take notes from YouTube video, whatever, or give me the summary of a PDF, all of that, and it will just do the task, right? Awesome. That's it, I think. Thank you. Thanks a lot for joining in. Any questions? You want to talk to me? Anything? I know it. Yes. I'll take this Prasad Pradhan's question. These small things may look simple at first, but reduces friction between the user and the software, right? Vegetarian people no longer have to deal with unnecessary data that is not much food. Exactly. The experience for someone who's pure vegetarian was very crude at that time, right? When they were shown all the images of chicken, mutton, and all. So definitely helps in making a better experience. If we have things like CSS, so why do we need UI? Is it because it makes the designing process simpler than rather than using CSS? CSS is the language that you use to code the UI. But how will you design the UI? What should be the color of the button? How should your elements look like? What should be the hierarchy? CSS is nothing, it's like a building block. But to know what needs to be built, you need to have a reference, right? You need to have UI in place. So that's why UI is totally different, CSS is different. The categorization is totally different. CSS is a tool to code, UI is a step. CSS is for coding, Figma is for UI. That is how you should understand. There's been quite a buzz recently around Apple exploring a potential return to skeuomorphic design elements, possibly through a liquid glass aesthetic. This seems like a notable shift from the flat design language that's dominated the last decade. As someone deeply rooted in UI UX innovation, how do you interpret this possible design direction? Do you think this signals a broader design renaissance, maybe even a cyclical return to? Yes, I think Apple has been trying to create a you know s- uh, an ecosystem beyond just the mobile devices. So with the launch of this Vision Pro, they took a step forward in spatial computing, and liquid glass is nothing but an extension of bringing the material of Vision Pro in your iPhones or your MacBook, in your physical mobile devices, right? So I think they have their own strategies in place, and it's good to bring the neutral language into the picture. I'll tell you why. See, Instagram, for example, if you actually see the UI of Instagram, right, it's just black and white with the gradient of this orange and pink gradient, right, which you see on the story circles and all. So I like holistically, it's just a monochrome UI because app itself has a lot of colors because of the pictures that people put, like whatever content people put on Instagram, that is where they bring the color in the UI. So that's the reason why they have kept their application as simple black and white, right? Similar is the case here. They want to bring liquid glass so that the content that user has, that is what brings the color into the picture, brings the color into their devices, right? And they want to keep the fundamental design aspect, the fundamental design elements, the UI elements, as neutral as possible. And also it's a strategic move, I would say, because it's not easy to copy liquid glass. It's not at all easy. You need a very high processing power. You need to code all the design systems, design elements that they have created, because the fluidity, the physical aspect of that material is insane. So to get a upper hand with their competitors, they must have discovered that or proceeded with it. So I am quite optimistic for liquid glass for sure. And it might look like Windows Vista for a moment, but it's not. It's literally like a very good engineering marvel at the end. How to actually, I hope I answered that question. How to actually get insight from user research that these particular things to design. You can't get that. No one can get that. You just do the research, you understand your area, you understand what your competes are doing, and you create multiple options, multiple explorations, and from multiple explorations you finalize on a design. And obviously, like, as you mature as a designer in industry, you automatically get trained. You build the muscle memory, you build the understanding of how things actually work, right? So yeah, how do you think Google Meet UI UX stands out from other competitors like Microsoft Teams, for example? I think the model is totally different. Like, it's the accessibility of Google Meet that makes it stand out for me, because it's very easily, clubbed with my Google, with my Gmail. It is very easily like, what should I say, intertwined with all of my Google calendars. So it's very easy, first thing, because it has an ecosystem advantage to it. But when you talk about the Corporate experience, I think Microsoft Teams is killing it. It's literally the best. So Google Meet is very comfortable from a B2C standpoint. Teams is comfortable from an enterprise standpoint. And both of them are good. Both of them have their pros and cons. Teams is very well built, to be honest. So yeah, I think to me, Google Meet really doesn't stand out, to be honest. There are other competitors who are better than Google Meet. So yeah. Anything else? Any question you want to unmute and ask? Awesome. Thank you, folks. Thanks for
Sir,
joining
I
in.
will put a question in the chat box.
Yeah. What is your opinion on how the Indian government is supporting such industries? Do you think that the tech industry in India still has area left for growth, or is it peaking? There's definitely scope for it. Like, and the government is definitely supporting it. Like, I went to this Bharat Startup Mahakumbh that happened in Delhi, and not just the software industry, but they are also trying to make people excited about the physical product industry, the manufacturing industry. India actually lacked that. So uh, they are trying their best to bring more industrial design related innovations and all of that. So I don't think it's peaking right now. Even if it is peaking, there is still growth that can be done. Like India doesn't have their homegrown AI GPT right now, right? So I think there are possibilities for sure. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Thanks a lot for asking that. Uh, I've been deeply inspired by Microsoft Teams collaborative design, which led me to build my own video conferencing project. Nice. It's still a work in progress, but I've been incredibly grateful. Look and share your thoughts, whether on the UX flow, UI choices, or even technical direction. Any feedback, any brief means a lot. Okay, what is that related to? I'll definitely go through it. Uh, so here is my LinkedIn, and you can message me on that. Yeah, and this is my Instagram account. You can message me there as well if you need any feedback or anything. Okay, awesome. Thank you, folks. Thanks a lot for joining in. Yeah,
Bye, sir. Have a great day.
likewise. Awesome.
So we had a wonderful session with Sir, and I think we all learned some great insights. So like these are something that I'm learning for the first time. I'm listening about for the first time and being the bike press. That's something that's very enlightening. So we all may leave the meeting, and if you want to continue your discussion with Sir, if you want to ask any questions, you're free to go. Otherwise,
You can
everybody's
reach out to me on the links that I have given because I have a hard stop at 5 o'clock. I might have to drop off, but no worries. Feel free to message me on any of the platforms. Yeah.
perfect. So
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, folks. Bye bye.
I'll be ending the meeting for everyone. Hope hope all of you leave by yourself otherwise. Thank you.